I don't think Rose is gonna mention a lot of that. She's gonna be like,
well, you don't have to. All of you fucking know it.
Oh, perfect. Cool.
I imagine Audie's just really excited that she actually knows something.
Good job, Ori.
And you hear that. It's like, what a weird... Oh, that one!
I know that one! I know that one!
Sir Grayson.
Sorry. I know that one, though.
Very good, Ori, but you will extol your knowledge later.
Okay. Deal.
So that's what you read off that weathered coin, and it's of a mint of its own. It's in its own mint, just like how the Confederacy and the Sovereign States of America had their own money, which was rendered worthless because of inflation. But that's besides the point. It's a currency for a hyper-limited, region.
Right.
So it's minted. It is technically minted, just not one for a mint that's still around. Rose, there's something that catches your eye.
Sure.
Can you take a guess at what it is?
I don't super know, and I'm afraid of what the answer is.
The urn. As you get closer to it, and you guys... I'm assuming you guys just putting everything in the bag.
Yeah, just shove it in the fucking bag.
Yeah.
Put it in the bag.
Shove it in the bag. We'll get an appraisal later. But at an auction.
That's neat.
You look at the urn, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's like... You know how in Hercules... The muses, that they're on urn and stuff like that, and Mount Olympus is this big, well, it's a mountain. It's literally a mountain. Same deal here, except this mountain has water surrounding it, which would thusly make it an island. Huh. And you see a little series of ships with these pointy-eared little figures on it. But they have frills and fins. Huh, that's weird. Wait a minute. Because that's how an urn works, the storytelling of an urn works. You keep turning it to see the story continue. There's a king in the midst of elves. He challenges the giant to a game. He wins. Wait, hold on a second.
Where's that one gift?
Wait.
Oh, me.
That's sweet.
You're literally turning it slowly, and it's like gears in your head, and they're confirming the details. And it's like, storm giant throws stone. Elf thinks he's clever, has his soon-to-be wife cast his magic on a rock. Throw stone further.
Wait a second. Where does the... It's just his story? It's just their tale?
Yes.
Oh, that's wild. Is it just that one story, or is it more stories?
Just that one.
Okay.
Take the whole fucking urn.
Huh. Is there anything inside?
You look in the urn?
Yeah.
Roll perception. Actually, no. You have dark vision, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. You hold on, let me do it. You see this?
I'll have to close things now. Hold on 2 seconds. Well, that's a series of words that she definitely does not understand.
You know it's of dwarven/giant script. Runes. You've seen it time and time again. More so on Ruhan than anything else.
Oh, Ruhan is gonna love... Ruhan, I found... Oh, don't shout. Ruhan, I found something cool.
He shouts out the script and looks up at the cow. He's just like, what did we just talk about?
I caught myself, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what did we just... Shut up, Redcap. Now is not the time. Dave.
He will use you as bait for the tiny dragons.
It's rather mono-note in his insults.
What you be looking at, Rose? What these thing?
This is inside the urn, built, engraved, etched into the base.
She flips around so he
can see
look
at the bottom of a mug. It's at the bottom there.
Yeah. There's some...
Not good for if you ever had to clean the damn urn, but you don't think this thing was ever meant to be used, or don't get me wrong, it can be used. It's not that
it's for
shit.
looks.
But it is very ostentatious and decorative.
Yeah. It's got some, I think, giants, maybe dwarven, probably giant, considering, well, we actually kind of know the story.
Looks at Ern's story.
Looks at one.
Yeah.
Looks back at you, unamused.
Do you want to look at it?
That's not giant.
Really? Oh, wait, it's too small.
No.
What am I missing here? Fill me in. I'm stupid. I'm not educated in this.
It's too small.
Okay.
She said. Too small. Alright, I'll look at it.
She goes downstairs and hands.
I mean, you can read it.
Yeah,
It reads,
what do we got?
it reads this.
Horned warriors seek the abyss in the ardent. There shall you find their flaws, Squall Herald. Him dear. Here, mid. Why did I say him dear? What the shit? Did he know? He knew we were gonna be here?
Of course he did.
That's so freaking.
I see the future!
He
Here,
sees
write this
all.
in here! Write this down! Write this down!
Yeah, so you read it.
Have you ever just sometimes looked up and realized how small you are in the grand scheme of things?
I try not to think about it.
I think about it far
Whoa.
too much and then I shove it in a corner.
What would I think about the other side of the universe?
God, I wish it was that simple.
Would have expected that answer from you, to be honest.
Ignorance is bliss, isn't it, Redcap?
No ignorance get you killed.
True, true.
We all have our place in things, or not. What does it say?
Well, first, before I say that, Helgex, is there an Ardent in here?
Processing. None found in my records.
Okay, I translate it.
I'll give someone a chance. So somebody just open their sheet. Phew! Yeah, she's really not rolling well on this today, huh?
Inspiration, she can have it.
Okay. And before she
Don't
rolls
suck, don't
worse,
suck. Oh, she rolled so bad!
18 is the
Oh,
DC though, so
Okay,
18 is
there
the
we go.
DC.
Okay.
Which I was like, yeah, she has like a roughly 55% chance of succeeding. Fails. Barely succeeds second time. Ardent is an alternate term for the Feywilds. Because the things are so grand and ostentatious and colorful. A lot of older, particularly provincial Nevros writers, she does air quotes because there's no written language for Nevros, describe it as such, an ardent greenscape.
So,
Or emotional scape, depending.
so it's saying find the spot where the abyss hits here, maybe?
Be thinking that, yeah. Certainly strikes as
question-
an abyss.
It's highly plausible.
We're in a dark place right now. Maybe we already found it.
Also, is that the right use of the word there? I think it's a different there, isn't it? Oh wait, no, there you shall find therefore. I've read it wrong. Ignore Daniel.
I would say there is something sort of up with the scripts that you can detect, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Is it-
not full. Well, go on.
I was going to say, is that the Abyss is specifically where the dragons came from? So thus referencing as the Abyss, where the Ardent meets the Abyss, would be quite literally here.
Or
I was
maybe.
thinking.
Maybe. That would be an inference of your decision. The discrepancy you detect is with the runes. It's not. Don't get me wrong. By official D&D count, dwarves and giants share the same script, which is dwarven script, blah blah blah, and so on. But this still seems off. Like similar to how okay, technically French and Spanish have the same script. They have the same alphabet, right? They're clearly different. And don't get me wrong, this is still in the giant dialect. But just the design of it, the calligraphy of it, I guess you would call it, is off to you. It feels dwarven. Like, it reads dwarven. Like, there's a bit of, how to say, not punctuation, but not decoration, flare, which giants wouldn't utilize.
Huh.
So it catches you, like, because it clearly, like, you can read it. It's giant, obviously. Like, you can giant proficiency still, but it just still seems like off.
Does it look like it's been edited?
You're not ruined. I'm gonna accept your questions about this topic. Move us back.
Right.
If you guys ever need that again, then just let me know.
My question is, does it look like it's trying to imitate the style?
You're proficient
But
in
it's
Mason tools, so I'll just give it to you. Yes. In the same way, not like an imitation for like some sort of deceptive purpose. It's more of like an imitation done by a novice.
Right.
Like someone that didn't know what they're supposed to be doing, whereas like a trained deceiver and forger would know what they're trying to replicate. Whether or not they sucked or succeed at that, that's whatever. This just outright has things that not even like a forger would want to do. There just is a bit of like crudeness to it, I guess, the better way of putting it.
Huh.
Tango.
Does it look
Actually,
like, I don't know, a
Actually,
giant bird
can
on
you
a wall?
actually? No, I think I have a better way, or maybe have a better. Can you roll me your Mason's tools?
Oh, that's a good way to do it.
I can indeed. Any attribute in specific?
Intelligence.
Gotcha.
That's sort of both something that you had to recall as well as something that's holy shit.
Just roll a casual.
Yeah,
like,
alright, so
19.
31. You figure out one of the telltale things of it. It's the thing used to inscribe it. Like, one of the causes of it. This 30 fucking 1. Because neither Abigail or Ray's giving you guidance. But none of that's 31. Fucking great. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, it's like dwarven or something. Like a dwarf what's it called? The thing chisel. There we go. Like a dwarven chisel and like fine make for it. Versus what a giant would use. Which is just a different thing for size, scale, and material, most of all. And don't get me wrong, this is that's like a ceramic urn, so it was clay at some point, which is another thing. Like, you wouldn't even be using a chisel; you'd be using like a scraper, like equivocally, which is sort of like a chisel for clay. You go, I mean. Yeah, you just like that's what's wrong with it. That's why it has weird curves and pull-out marks here and there. Is because it's not someone etching into stone. The stone is fucking sewn solid. You don't gotta care if you scrape it a bit. But clay is much more malleable, and so on. So someone tried to make it look as best they can in giant, like the same giant calligraphic, quote-unquote, style. They just didn't know what they were doing. To the full extent. Obviously, they knew what words to put in, but yeah.
Like somebody looking at a paper and taking notes from an original.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So my main two thoughts here are there's either a deception going on, or someone copied it down from what they saw originally.
Yeah.
The problem is,
I don't know how to
do you discern
differentiate. Yeah. I guess we get to the place.
Easy. I put my finger in the hole, nothing happened.
Good job, bud.
Try it again.
But what?
Seemed like a good idea.
Did you put your finger in and twist it? Maybe your finger's the key now.
No, my finger's not long enough.
Oh.
Not about the sides, how you use it.
Oh god. Do you not have like a dagger or something that you could probably fit in there?
He gestures at his great machete, his swear pliers, his entire kit is apparent on him. What do you think?
I'm honestly surprised you don't. Don't have like a boot knife somewhere?
Why would I need that? My boots are their own weapons.
Do you want one of my throwing knives or something? Would that fit?
I don't know if it fit. He gestures at the hole, which is sort of built into the side here, like this right side.
God damn
Does it look like one of the knives would fit? What I can see. Wait, hold
Can I
down.
put my ear to this door and see
too
if I
big.
hear anything?
Too big. Okay. I'm just like, nah.
You hear the sounds of running water.
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 Did
Is
you
that-
watch on the other side of this door?
I'm wondering, is that maybe the door that connects to where we jumped over to? Because remember there was that thin crack at the end. When we were talking to Holgex when he was in that bit.
It could be.
Because, I mean, if I'm thinking about where the positioning of it was, and not because I can, see the other side of it.
That's fair.
If I think about a
The
geological
lab
position.
that you mentioned before. Be it this place.
Correct.
Okay.
It would appear that you are correct, Ori, in your assumption.
Should we take a look on the other side of the door, or just leave it?
I mean,
Good
no, we have
escape route, I
potential-
guess, because we know
Yeah.
where it is.
Here. We'll handle this door. You guys handle that door. Rose is gonna hold an action in case something happens to get Varric out of the way. Like, he opens the door and suddenly, like,
He
fucking...
needs to lockpick it first.
Ah, gotcha.
Lol. Just
Look
roll
at
good.
that. Just fucking roll an 18.
Oh,
Jesus.
God. Yeah, there we are.
Just roll good,
Dunk.
lol.
Never in any doubt.
Am I right or am I right?
Ooh.
Rose and Race, can you make me perception checks at disadvantage?
It's full of slime. Where's a perception? There we go. That took way too long to find. So anyways, I don't see shit, Captain.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I just realized Abigail has a 20-foot light source. So, she could... Alright, well, I just read
Reach
it
around
what
the
we were
corner.
just talking about pointless. Hey, look, it's another one.
Ew.
On the ceiling. Through this gap, this little thin sliver of a hallway, I say hallway, it's more of a just fracture in the wall, you guys hear the sounds of rushing water. And a sheer drop.
Ah. So that would have been potentially bad, considering how small the passageway is. You know what? Do we need to... I don't think we need to...
I will say, you don't see the place where Helgix was from here. Like, there is something, like, blocking the way, so... It's not as if you guys could have just gone through here easily anyways.
Oh, there's like a tiny sliver.
Correct.
Well, if that does lead back that way, it's mostly blocked off, so...
Well, good thing we went the other way, I suppose.
suppose.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. Abigail, I think I saw something over here. Would you mind helping with it?
Certainly.
It's not ominous. Rose is gonna close this door to make sure this ooze doesn't creep up on us. I don't think it will, but like...
Who knows? It is the ooze,
Alright,
after all.
let me reassert the door
Reassert
into
dominance.
existence. Give me a sec.
Shunk.
Oh, look at that. It's, the door's closed now.
He lockpicked the door so hard.
Lighting.
He lockpicked the door so hard it's out of existence.
So, before Raze comes over here, Rohan Smut,
Go back.
you have detect thoughts.
Let's find out. I think she does.
Because these dragons were experimenting on these drakes, and Helgix knows something.
I'm afraid I don't.
We'll have to find a way to get it out of him.
Whatever it is you're attempting, I'm willing to back you with it. You're not alone in thinking that he's suspicious and knowing more than he's giving off.
The crystal said something about it holding the power of ascension. They've been experimenting on the drakes, and whatever that was below.
Knowledge is power. She looks over her shoulder. Maybe that's what they meant.
We'll have to figure it out, but we won't figure it out here.
Well, we know where one door leads if we need a fast exit. If we're going to fall suddenly.
And fight the creature, of course.
Another little... Another mid... Isn't that something to consider? Where are the Menlocks? You don't think they're following us this whole time, do you? She looks at the open door! The one that you guys went through.
In fact, they blocked this place off. They, like, blocked this tunnel, I think, didn't they?
Abigail will say that previous comment aloud for everyone to hear.
Ah.
Good more people in the scene.
Shouldn't we maybe try and block the door then? So we don't get the... You know.
Closes the door.
Do you think they just avoid this area?
Maybe. Or they could be waiting for a time to strike or something.
I mean, the walls are also made of a different material. Maybe they just can't dig through it? Or it has some protection to it?
Or maybe they've learned it's better to come here.
Also a good point. They...
Yeah, maybe the drakes attack them as well.
Yeah, I don't think the drakes have a lot of...
I doubt the undead have much to fear.
Do we have anything else to do here? Because we're not going to figure anything else out, regardless.
I mean, aside from hanging around the elk for a little while, I don't think it can fit through this doorway.
Actually, no, it's not D5. Like, oh!
Look at that D3.
Rose, what's your passive perception?
That would be a big ol', I think, 15. 15.
Alright, what's rare passive perception? 24, lol.
Just have a busted ass passive perception.
Did you hear that?
Sorry?
Did you hear that?
Where from?
I heard three platters on the other side of the door.
She pulls out her bow.
Should I open it? He just holds up a shocking grasp.
Let's make it up with the elk first.
Alright. Which way does the door... Does the door swing open both ways, like the one up there?
It opened both ways, correct.
Okay. So she's gonna stand... Where would be... I guess here, because then she can see, like, this kind of way. If you bust it open there and then he, like, aims that way.
He opens up the door after making sure you guys are all ready. There is nothing there, but there are 3 rocks underneath the ooze.
Underneath the ooze?
Underneath the ooze.
Do they look like the rocks we threw earlier? Weird question, but just...
They do look like the rocks you threw earlier.
Huh.
Is the ooze returning the rocks to us?
Maybe threatening us with the rocks?
No.
Threatening with
Ominous rock ooze!
It's just been like, I've been following you! Here you go! I'm gonna stick you next!
This is the same ooze the entire time. That'd be pretty fucking hilarious.
I know.
That'd be wild.
Get the rock up,
an
yeah!
idea. I think something. In the dream race see a lot of emptiness. It looked like this ooze race think this is all connected. Touch one thing, come out the other.
What? Where's the next... the next closest one was way up there. Shit. That is an interesting theory.
This is a transport system?
Huh. I mean, this whole place teleports around, so it would make sense that, in theory, something could absorb that kind of shifting capabilities.
But why did it take so long? We threw those rocks a while ago.
Maybe it was watching us to see what we would do.
Maybe.
Like the thought of
I'm closing the
who is
door.
watching us.
I'm closing the door.
Please do.
I'm gonna stay by the store and be paranoid because what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't like that. I still think the ooze is threatening us.
Ominous ooze noises.
Yeah, ominous ooze noises, yeah.
Blues.
Das ooze.
What's just through here again?
runes?
Are we ready to go through this door?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should do that.
There is
Yeah, there
no
was
handle, there is no... what was I say? Gap? That's the term. The thing between door, the gap in the door.
Yeah.
It's just a finger
Does-
hole, right?
Oh,
Just the finger roll off to the left. Well, off to the
Alright.
left from your guys' perspectives, off to the right on our map perspective.
the door over here. Can I pull the handle loose? Like, can I pull it off the door?
You could break it off the door.
It doesn't disconnect.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe
Going
it
back
has to
to-
detect a certain person? To open?
Reese, perhaps you should put your finger in.
Okay.
Yeah, put your finger in the hole.
Can you not make a
I
door
hope
for
you
like
don't
2
lose your
seconds?
finger.
You put your finger in the hole, and it's of a better fit, but there's still some gappage. Like you can still wiggle your finger around just a little bit, particularly towards the space between your fingertip to your front knuckle and between your 2 knuckles and so on.
Can't reach.
You do not have the appropriate keyring.
Weird. Obviously. Where'd the keyring be then?
That would only be allowed for researchers that had appropriate access.
And what happens if we just force our way through the door?
It will not open.
Well, this is a lab. Is there any remains of the researchers? Like in that pile that you saw up the top?
I don't know.
Or maybe in another room, or another pile of
Also a
bones?
cubicle over here, yeah?
Mm-hmm. That's below. For you, it's below the knee because you're taller than Rose.
I'm gonna start rummaging through it, looking for a key or a.
Well, that's the thing.
Keyring.
It's lacking in any like drawers or anything like that. It's just a desk,
Oh.
really.
Just a desk.
Just a desk.
Has the desk been like...
Just an L-shaped desk.
And it's
Looks at
pretty
my
empty.
It is bereft of anything.
Okay. Was there anything up here that could have potentially looked like a key?
Hey,
Nothing that
that
strikes your mind. What's up?
what, that hand diamond? Did it look like an actual hand?
It was an actual hand.
It was literally a hand.
It was literally, all right, put your hand on like the top of a cup or like a mug. All right, now I want you to chop off your arm from the elbow up.
Where's my hacksaw?
Yeah. And then now freeze the entire hand into a permafrost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Strange hand.
There was not any rings on it before you ask.
But that was the water.
Not on the fingers, at least.
Did
It's
you guys see
crucified
anything
fingers.
over there besides more undead beasties?
You want to go look?
I
Rose is
suppose we
hanging
have
out the
to.
ooze.
You do whatever you want.
The ooze or the undead? Which one are we picking?
The undead. Get
Yeah,
rid
we
of
can
them.
handle that
Might as well.
faster.
Yeah, I don't really want to tangle in the ooze right now.
Rolling in the ooze. What's the best angle?
Then let's do it.
Grayson has a good perception, but does he have a good investigation? No, not really. Feels awkward, man. Feels bad. They don't come to life when you get close to them. If you want to begin sifting around for a ring, roll me investigation. Why don't we just break the door down? Like, who's gonna stop us?
I will help somebody else investigate.
Alright, I'll do it.
Rose will hold an action for these things to come to life to try and shoot them down.
It's just that simple.
It's just that simple. Just that
roll a
simple.
fucking
Just
19.
roll good roll.
You stole Abigail's luck. That's what
You
happened.
see a shiny thing off over here. So the grid space crosses. And you go over there, crunching bone underfoot, and you crouch down to sift around, and you find the object. It is a ring, a finger ring, like an encapsulating finger ring.
Oh, neat.
So like one that goes from fingertip to knuckle, like all the way back. It does have ridges along it, done in the same similar manner as like certain dragons have, like the frills and ridges along their neck.
Ah.
It does remind you of a key, because that's how keys work. Tumblers.
An actual key ring. That's right.
Correct.
Makes sense.
Although it should not be here.
Where should it be?
That particular key ring would be the property of the head Thurge. There's only one of it.
Well,
Then him long dead.
looks like his new safety protocols didn't work.
No. I'm worried he might be amongst his bones, though.
Oh my god, are we proud of me or what? I haven't done one straight.
Question, Crash.
Yes?
In this pile of bones here, just out of curiosity, do any of the remains look dragonborn?
Roll a perception. I'll give you advantage because I imagine you know what your own skeletal structure looks. Well, or you can just roll good roll.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you might get better. There's like a 10% chance you get better.
Hey, you get a 20. Or
Oh.
1. All
Oh,
right.
never
well,
mind.
so shall
Never
we.
mind.
It's a good thing it's not disadvantage, huh? 30? That's a weird thing. Sort of? How to put this?
So Fred has been having a sneaking suspicion, and I'm thinking it's starting to crawl around in Race's brain as well. That's
You guys are free to make what inferences you guys can.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Don't get me wrong. Most of these bones, I want to say like a sizable margin majority, are too big to be a dragon. Unless they're a really big fucking Chad Dragonborn. In this case, fair game. Okay, fair enough. But no, most of them are like bestial. Like the proportionality of the bones wouldn't suit the mostly humanoid form of a dragonborn.
Human lemonade.
You do see some exception. Okay, so if it's a sizable majority, we'll say 80%. There's still a 20%, right? 20% is still a lot. Prevents me from passing across, lol. 20% is something that's pinging your radar. Humanoid. But there's still something off. With a fucking... Just get a 30, lol. There's still something off of it, though. The size of them is inverse now. Now they're too small to be any one of your size or caliber, a dragonborn.
Oh, you mean what?
And even some of them don't even seem fully to your, how to say, capacity. Like, Dragonborns, like, oh, I'm wrong. Dragonborns have a really similar skeletal structure as people, other people, humans and elves and so on. But there is a bit of difference, mostly because your body has to accommodate different things, either evolutionary or because you just have a addendum organ or something like that here or there. So that's what catches you. The design, the architecture of the skeleton makes it more Dragonborn-esque. But, again, not the same, like, capacity and size as you.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that catches you is that these smaller skeletons have winged structures to them.
Ah.
So like a drake whelp is like your size. So it's like wing structure of a whelp or bigger, like the big daddy lich drakes over here. Those are obvious. But these are even smaller than that. And that's what's confusing. Because obviously Dragonborns don't just have wings, lol. They just don't. Sure, I'm sure there's some subspecies of them, which would be a massive, needle in the haystack to consider. But you don't think that's the case here, right? Like, there's been no evidence of that, so why assume it?
Right.
Like, you reckon these smaller skeletal structures are like Relker or smaller in terms of like caliber? And they all have wings, winged skeletal structures.
And the skulls, do they seem...
The only
like...
intact skulls are the ones that are indicated here on the map with the tokens.
Yeah.
But from the broken skulls that you can ascertain, they are humanoid, not like yours.
You're right.
More like the meat bags over there.
Hmm. Okay. Ah.
Maybe a bit
I
more
see.
elongate than them, but more or less the same as them.
Yeah, I think Ori and Ruhan and Sir Grayson would see this expression of curiosity and turn into one of utter disgust.
Revulsion.
Yeah, revulsion.
You're right.
Corruption indeed. Look at these. And I point out exactly what I just saw and realized. Reyes don't know what madness drove the
Don't mind me.
creators of this place to pursue this. Look. These fragments, this skull, it's more like you, lad. Not like me. But these wings. Reyes think they be grown.
There's none of them that look like spider appendages, is there?
There was a mention of a spider drake, wasn't there?
For what it's worth,